Hello, this is Barbara Kolm again, and it's my pleasure to have President David Nott with me. David is president of Reason Foundation, and we have been working together for a very long time. How many years do we know each other now?
Well, I remember distinctly Reason in Amsterdam in 2006, but I knew you before that through the Montpellier Society.
Wow, that's a long time. And what Reason has accomplished over the past years is tremendous. So it's not only the magazine, it's a TV channel, it's all the programs that you conduct, whether it's tours for your donors, whether it's educative programs for the next generation. Dave, please tell us and tell our audience a little bit more about what you have accomplished and what you have done over the past years.
All right. Well, Reason Foundation, our motto is free minds and free markets. We like freedom in all its forms. And our founder wrote the first book on municipal privatization. And he's been advancing that idea in many forms, whether it's pension privatization or school choice or road pricing, getting private capital in innovation. So that's been sort of a core idea for our organization. And then our magazine, Reason Magazine, is a magazine of free minds and free markets. And every month we reach millions and millions of readers and viewers with our TV channel and our Barnes journalism.
Well, I can only recommend all the products Reason provides. I mean, you have a great team of experts by now. I mean, when Reason started out many years ago, 30 years plus ago, it was just a little tiny group in California that were working and driven and believing in freedom, individual freedom and entrepreneurial freedom. And now you have a full staff of great economists, filmmakers, producers, journalists, writing. So, how did that all happen? How did you grow in that way?
Well, it started as a mimeographed student publication, so it was very humble beginnings. And then Bob Poole, Manny Klausner, and Tibor McCann acquired the magazine and created Reason Foundation.
Manny Klausner was a lawyer, wasn't he?
Manny was the lawyer, Tibor was a philosophy professor, and Bob Poole was the MIT engineer who made the trains run.
So a great
A
combination.
nice team. And they really set the foundation for the organization. And they grew it steadily over about 20 years. And then I've been at Reason now about 20 years, and it's just I've been able to ride the rise that they set in motion all those many moons ago.
That they have built on. So I was once in your studios and we recorded something. I can't even remember. I think it was in immigration or Europe or something. But it was very impressive. How much do you produce in those studios? And tell our audience what kind of films and introduction. I mean, you're also here at the film festival, the Downton Festival. Um, what is out?
So we have our priority areas. So for the magazine, we care about free speech, criminal justice reform, government spending. It's we care about the future, so Bitcoin and a driverless car as we love it. Like to think about what is possible. So our magazine covers those issues in depth. In addition, we've been a solitary voice against drug prohibition for over 50 years. More and more people have come on board as the world has started to understand the potential medical, therapeutic, and even recreational benefits of responsible drug use. But we were alone for a very long time. So that's sort of the magazine suite of coverage. But because we are media and we're in the news cycle, we will cover whatever is the news of that time. And we have countless pieces going up on the website every single day at Reason.
I can only recommend you to double check the website of Reason.
And in addition to that, I have longstanding colleagues who are prominent public intellectuals, whether it's Nick Gillespie or Matt Welch or Catherine Mangy-Ward or Jacob Solem, Ravi Suave. They've written books. They're on national TV.
I should actually do interviews with each and every one.
It's a humbling group of people to work with.
Yeah. And they are all great intellectuals. But what actually brought you to our sphere of life? What influenced you the most?
Well, I've always I was raised sort of libertarian, sort of take responsibility for yourself and making choices. It's congenital
Yeah.
libertarian. And then my college roommate called one day and he said, "What would it take to get you to come work in this field?" And I said, "You go first." And 3 months later, I was at George Mason University. And
Surprise.
he said the chairman of the board has the same political philosophy as you, and we need somebody who's practical and organized and can help us implement this vision.
Wow, that's a great story. And but also the name Reason. I mean, the voice of reason is so logic.
Well, that's one of the things that attracted me to the organization when the opportunity came nearly 20 years ago to come to Reason, is the great marketing and branding. I mean, having the domain names reason.com, reason.org, Reason TV. It's Reason's fast and furious and courageous and gets there. I mean, like I said, my colleagues that preceded me really created an incredible foundation, and I've only just had the pleasure, the honor to be a part of that journey.
Well, to grow it, I mean, what I've seen over the past years is definitely growth.
It's a great community.
Congratulations on that. But what would you do, or what would you recommend to young people who are interested in, say, liberty, free market, freedom in general? What should they read? What should they look at or look into in order to learn more, to become familiar with our thoughts and with our ideas?
Right. Well, I think I would personalize that and say the books. There are some books that have really influenced my thinking. So Matt Ridley's Origins of Virtue changed my life. Steven Pinker's Language Instincts changed my life. And there's so many good books by Steven Pinker. Better Angels of Our Nature, for instance. But to read and to think and to engage the world of ideas, if your interest is the world of ideas, start with that foundation, and then from there, it's people, it's colleagues, it's networks, it's communication. Understand the world, understand what's valuable, and lean into who you are and your passions. And then I guess I remember one last story on that. Reason's been virtual work. We've had a virtual work culture for nearly 25 years. And a friend of mine went to work at Reason, and he went to the original virtual employee, and he said, "How do you manage working virtually?" And the predecessor said, "Work hard every single day." There's no substitute for
that's
that.
what we all do.
Yeah, there's no substitute for that.
So that's actually a great movement. I was not aware that everybody is more or less working remotely. Not only since COVID, but
well, we were about 80% virtual before COVID, and then maybe 90% virtual now after COVID. We do have a concentration in Los Angeles, Washington D.C., and New York, because that's where media people and policy are. But we have people all over the country. Because when you have the discipline of being on deadline and needing to produce something twice a week, 3 times a week, the management tool is the output,
and not
more than whether you show up and talk about politics.
Just of curiosity, how do you communicate among each other when people are in New York and you are sitting in Los Angeles and others are in DC? Are you constantly on the phone, or do you do Zoom?
The dominant tool within Reason is Slack channels. People are in and out of the Slack channels all the time. I'm a very heavy email user personally.
Wow, that's so you were ahead of time also on this working.
It was personally a very big adjustment for me. I came from an organization where I could walk down the hall and talk to people.
Yeah.
And when that was taken away from me, I was like, whoa, what do I do now? Because I like face-to-face.
Yeah, but you also have a lot. I mean, your people that work with you are super responsible, and they know exactly what they need to do and what they are heading. So
culture is sticky, and so you have reinforcing decisions, and a certain type of person Generally, at Reason, we're introverts. We like to write. We like to read. It's kind of and that's over time, over 50 years of that organization being built. The people who like that stick, and the ones who maybe aren't as comfortable with it.
Well, wow. So what are the next big steps ahead of us, or ahead of Reason, or for you?
Yeah, yeah. So we're working on a debate series right now. We're calling it the Reason Cage Matches, and so we're developing that notion, and then we're also thinking carefully about the decline of trust in journalism. And not only the decline in trust, but there are 70% fewer journalism jobs today than there were in 1990. So there just isn't the infrastructure producing news gathering, fact gathering stories, research analysis that is value creating in the world. And so we're asking ourselves, what can we do to inhabit the vacuum of trust and confidence and production of journalism?
Wow, that's a big challenge.
It's daunting, but it's fun thinking about.
Wow, that's good. So at least we have another good channel, another bigger one, because I assume we will grow, where we can rely on that the data, that the facts are serious, solid, sound.
Well, I've always thought that these ideas are important, they're valuable, they're right. And so we're on the right side of history and truth and knowledge. And so no better place to be.
Great. Well, I wish you all the best for that big endeavor. I hope to see you joining us in Europe again with the Free Market Roadshow. Maybe since we expanded in the US, have you as also a speaker of some of your teams and joining us at the roadshow.
Thank you. That would be fun.
Wonderful, David. Thank you very much.
All right.